Hello lovely people, it's your girl Obaa Yaa. If you're new to my channel, I say welcome, and if you're a returning subscriber, thank you for tuning back in. In today's video, I want to talk about things women with fine hair should never do to their hair. So if you are interested in knowing what these things are, then stay tuned. But before we dive right into this video, don't forget to hit the subscribe button if you haven't already, and also to turn on the notification bell so that you are notified when I upload my new video. Guys, make sure to subscribe. If you haven't subscribed, I don't know what you are waiting for. What are you actually waiting for? It is free. It is totally free. Nobody's deducting any money from your account if you subscribe, but you're gonna help your girl out if you do. So make sure to subscribe. Okay, now, without further ado, let's dive right into this video. As someone who has fine hair, I would advise you not to put any kind of chemicals, especially relaxer, into your hair. I would advise anybody with any type of hair not to relax, whether they have dense hair, their strands are thick or fine. I would say everybody should not relax but embrace their natural hair, but especially women with fine hair should not put relaxer in their hair. Why? Since your hair is already fine, your hair strand is already fine, putting relaxer on top of your already fine hair will leave your hair even weaker, okay? Because fine hair typically has lower cuticle layers, okay? The more your hair is fine, the less of the cuticle layer you have. That is why people with thicker strands of hair have more cuticle layers. Your hair is thicker in size, it's stronger versus having fine hair. You can compare it to having hair that is spaghetti or having a tree, okay? Like the thickness. It's easier to break a spaghetti. I don't know, for lack of better illustration. Yeah, it's easier to just break a spaghetti. Try and go and cut a tree. It's not that easy, all right? It's not even a branch, not even the whole tree stem, but the branch. It's more difficult to cut the branch, to break the branch than to break the spaghetti. Okay, so that's the same thing with fine hair. Your hair is already weaker compared to thicker strands of hair, and what relaxer does, it breaks down the structure of your hair, and in doing so it also breaks down the protein, and it breaks down some of your cuticle layers, and you don't even have enough of the cuticle layers to begin with, and it tears it in order to alter your hair from curly, kinky to making it straight. And in that process you lose your cuticle layers, you lose some of the cuticle layers, you lose a lot of protein, and your hair is left weaker, your hair is left very fragile, okay? Your hair is fragile to begin with, but on top of that, using relaxers is making your hair more fragile. So that is why I would say that if you have fine hair, try as much as possible to stay away from relaxing your hair. Stay away from relaxing your hair. Stay away from using harsh products. Even stay away from using bleach. All these things are not good, especially for people with fine hair. Try and avoid tangles. Your hair is already fragile, okay? And you know how detangling your hair can be. It is a very traumatizing experience for the hair because it doesn't matter how gentle you try to be with your hair, there is some form of damage that happens to your hair, especially to the cuticles, to the surface of your hair. And with your hair being already fine, the damage is more impactful with your fine hair strands. So I would recommend that you make sure that you keep your hair away from tangles, okay? Make sure that you avoid tangles. Make sure that you keep your hair in styles that would not cause your hair to tangle up easily, because fine hair tends to tangle up easily. Unfortunately, fine hair tends to tangle up easily. I can speak from experience because I have sections in my hair that are fine, okay? My hair is not predominantly fine, but I do have a lot of fine hair strands in different sections of my hair. So I know that in the sections where I have like more of fine strands, I find that it tangles up easily, or it tangles up easier, and I have to be extra careful when detangling my hair in those sections. Even though in the previous point I said it's important to keep your hair tangle free, and in order to keep your hair from tangling, you have to keep your hair in styles that stretch out your hair. but do not overdo it with stretching out your hair. Stretching out the hair takes away the elasticity of the hair strands, okay? But fine hair needs a little bit of that elasticity to keep it somewhat strong or resilient to breaking. If it stretches out too much, it's easier for fine hair to break compared to thicker hair strands. If you have fine hair strands, and on top of having fine hair strands, you have fine hair, because you can have fine hair strands but also have dense hair. It doesn't have to be one or the other. It can be like a mixture of both. So just because you have fine hair strands doesn't mean that you have fine hair. That's what people confuse when I say that I have fine hair strands, like I have fine hair. People will look at my hair and be like, girl, you have a head full of hair. How can it be that you have fine hair? But I'm talking about the strands, okay? So yes, I do have fine hair strands. I have a lot of those fine hair strands, so my hair appears dense, but people like to use the word thicker, so my hair looks dense even though I have a lot of fine hair strands. So my point is, if you have fine hair strands and you have fine hair, meaning your density is low, then I would say that you should not put too much heavy products, okay? Because heavy products would weigh your already fine hair down and make it look even more fine. If you want your hair to appear somewhat more voluminous, then do not use heavy products. Heavy butters, heavy creams will weigh your hair down. You should rather opt for lightweight products, okay? And you can use lightweight spritz. A mixture of rose water and glycerin, or aloe vera juice and glycerin, or rose water by itself or aloe vera juice by itself. Okay, those things can moisturize your hair. And on top of that, you add a lightweight oil such as almond oil or jojoba oil to seal in the moisture. Always seal in the moisture. That's important. And lastly, make sure that you trim your ends. That applies to any kind of hair, whether your hair is fine or thick or medium. It doesn't matter. Everybody should trim their hair, but this trimming applies especially to people with fine hair, because the ends are the place where the wear and tear appears most. It's more evident, it's more visible. So it's important to trim those ends regularly, not unnecessarily, but regularly. Okay, some trims are very unnecessary and there are trims that are needed. So trim when needed. I didn't say that you should trim your hair every 2 weeks or every month. Trim when needed. Trim when it's necessary. You have to look at your ends, and it depends on how often you wear your hair out. The more you wear your hair out in styles that rub against your shoulders and exposing your hair to the element, the more you have to trim your hair. The less you wear your hair out, the less you have to trim. So it depends on you and how often you wear your hair out. That's how frequent you have to incorporate trimming into your regimen. So guys, I hope that all you fine-haired ladies could pick 1 or 2 things from this video and it was helpful to you. And if it was, don't forget to like this video, to subscribe if you haven't already, and also to turn on the notification bell so that you are notified when I upload my new video. Thank you so much for watching. I love you all so much. See you again in my next video. Stay blessed, stay healthy, and stay safe. It is your girl, Obaa Yaa, Obaa Yaa, Obaa Yaa, oh, yeah. Bye.